We're live. All right, this is awesome. Welcome to Small YouTubers Boost YouTube channel. I am Ray. I am the administrator of the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group. And we're going to do some live channel reviews for the next hour. This is a bit of a system test. I've never gone live on YouTube before, so please bear with me. Ace of Vegas, hey, thanks for tuning in. I just want to, before I launch into the reviews here, quickly share this to the group. How do I find the URL for this live stream when I'm doing it? What's this button do? Oh, I think I found it. I found it. It's not letting me select it though. Okay, click share to Facebook. Just bear with me. I want to get this shared in the group. Share on Facebook. Yeah, that's great. I want to share it in a group. Yeah, there we go. That drop down box. Small YouTubers Boost. Got some autocomplete there. Fantastic. Say something about it. Right. I need a description. Can't break my own rules. All right. I'm live on YouTube reviewing channels for SEO. There you go. It's good enough. Post to Facebook so the group knows. I did give sort of a preview announcement 45 minutes ago, preview video half an hour ago. Let's get into it. Let's look at some channel reviews. GSBA Shadows, hello. Fluxnet Games, hello. Gentle Manual, hello. Thank you all for tuning in. This is fantastic. It looks like this is working well. How is my image quality? Every time I try this on Facebook Live, I become a glitch monster. It starts with like a few pixels until my whole person is covered in glitches. So how am I? Oh, there was a copy button. Still learning. Pretty stable, all things considered. Hey, if that means I'm watchable, then that's fantastic. How's the sound? Sound okay? Vid quality is fine. No hitching or digitizing. Yes, you are. Beautiful. Thank you so much, guys. Timbo Plays, Ace of... yeah, everybody in there, it's Aces. Nice. Somebody in chat named Aces. Okay, so the funny thing is when I did this on Facebook Live, I would ask people to give me their channel names, but because you're in the chat here on YouTube, I have your channel names, so I can just kind of pick at random. So how does that sound? Ace of Vegas was the first person here. Let's give him a look. Now I'm gonna be tabbing off of this. So while I'm doing the review of the channel, I won't be seeing the chat. So just bear with me. And I'm just gonna work my way through and try and give you guys some value for the next 55 minutes or so. I've got drinks, I've got snacks, I've got my phone. Hopefully I've got everything I need. So I'm using Firefox is where I have my TubeBuddy plugin installed. So that's quite useful. And so I'm just going to search Ace of Vegas, which is the name of the first person in chat to join us. So thank you for that, Ace. So doing a search, and I see the logo. I've seen this before. I know this is you. So I think I found you. Your top results, so that's good. You're owning the search term for your channel name. Good for you. 239 subscribers, 54 videos. I'm going to read the description as it previews. Ace of Bats, the dark knight of Domino City, has arrived to make your life better through gaming. Here to show you all things ... So one of the things I talk about during my live streams is your channel description. It's an often forgot about part of a channel, and it does display when people search, for example, by channels. So this one's not too bad. Your name's Ace of Vegas. The description says Ace of Bats. Then I mentioned Dark Knight, Domino City. There's obviously a lot of different references here. The icon that you have for your channel is interesting. It looks like the My Vegas Rewards logo, but on like an angle as part of like a chip with like diamonds around it or something. So that's fine. So from the description, the most important word in there for me is gaming, because at least in the description, I now know what your channel is about. Ace of Vegas doesn't necessarily mean gaming. It could have been travel. I've been to Vegas 6 times myself, and on my travel channel, Vacation Impossible, we have several videos from Vegas. And so the icon, which is good, doesn't scream gaming. However, gaming is an incredibly competitive space. Approximately 1/3 of all videos on YouTube is gaming. So having your icon scream gaming at people might not be the most important. But one really good thing is before your channel description is truncated, you say the word gaming, so I know what you're about. Thank you for that. It's pretty good. Here to show you all things ... I don't know if that's intentional, but you've got a drop off there that makes me like, all things what? But that's a balancing act because you might want to give more information to entice people, or the fact that it's kind of teasing. So that's fine there. Related searches on my Search Explorer sidebar with TubeBuddy here. I see related searches are Ace Vegas Versus and Ace of Spades Lost in Vegas. So I'm not sure how relevant that is, but it's something that might be good to know. Let's dive into your channel. Okay, and I'm just going to pause the trailer there, and I've got my speakers off, so there's no concern about content ID matches from things playing. And I should mention, as I mentioned in the Facebook group, but if you're joining us just through YouTube or you stumbled across us, however, there are some ground rules to these channel reviews. 2 basic rules, well, maybe 3. One is that I will not be watching any videos. For one thing, a long video that's like 2 hours, a full play of a podcast or something, that would take up all the time I have, and I couldn't help anybody else. So is that practical matter? Also, if I had to watch it and listen, then there'd be content ID match that could happen through the sound coming through. I don't want you thinking I'm trying to host your content. I'm absolutely not. So I'm not able to watch videos for this purpose. The other thing is I'm not going to be subscribing to anyone because I don't want people coming to participate in this in an effort to get just one more view or one more subscriber. I don't want you selling yourself to me. I'm here to try and help you. So just to keep it focused, if I see something I like, I might subscribe later, sort of on my own time, but I don't want that to be why people are here in an effort to get a subscriber from me. So just those ground rules out of the way. The third ground rule is I'm going to go by your channel name so I can search instead of you providing links. And since this is all happening on YouTube, I wouldn't need the links anyways. So just getting that out of the way. Looking here, you've got a couple related channels, Awesome James and ESPN, but that's it. So they're on your channel layout on the right-hand side, you can have 2 different modules. One is the module that YouTube controls, which will either say related channels or popular channels. And then there's the one where you can actually refer to other channels. I recommend you use both modules for a couple of reasons. For one thing, I accidentally turned off the YouTube one for like a second, and that was the end of my Six Flags video. My Six Flags video was getting recommended and showing up in search and all this stuff. And I was playing around with some settings on my channel. I accidentally disabled that box, turned it right back on. That was the only change I made that day. And forevermore, that video was not recommended nearly as much, practically at all. Those facts might be related. They might not, but keep that box on. YouTube cares. And when you're changing that setting, YouTube actually says, keep this enabled so you can be recommended as well. So absolutely have that. You've got yours. That's good. And recommending other channels is good, I think, for a couple of reasons. One, it shows you're part of the YouTube community, recommending a couple other channels, people you like, friends of yours, something similar, whatever it is. I think it shows people that you're kind of engaged in the community and you're not just kind of lone wolfing it. And the other thing is that watch time per session, known as session watch time, can be very important. If somebody comes to your channel and your video's the first one they watch, and then they close the browser, that's a short session time. That's like the session that they're on YouTube. If they click on a related channel they like and they go watch a bunch of those videos, the session watch time is longer, and the algorithm benefits you for that. So you might think, oh no, I don't want to recommend other channels because I don't want people to go away from my channel. But really what it is, it's actually potentially beneficial for you, both in the sense of community and the algorithm. So the other thing is the second module on the right-hand side. Yours is related channel, Ace, and that's great because that means that you've had enough alignment in your recent videos and other things that YouTube gets what you're about, and so that they feel that they can recommend other channels that are related. If you're all over the place, that will change to popular channels. I think you get people like Jake Paul and stuff up there and whatever. BuzzFeed, something. So popular channels means that YouTube doesn't really fully get what you're about right now. And that actually happened to my personal channel, Vacation Impossible. I had uploaded some videos about a road trip to Portland Retro Gaming Expo recently, just because that happened in October. And I thought, hey, I'll release some of the videos I filmed on that trip. And it's all travel, right? Wrong. I had been doing so many cruising-based videos that when I uploaded that, YouTube didn't understand who I was anymore, and I lost my related channels, and it became popular channels. And now I've got to work to get it back because I confused the algorithm. And so, there's no other way to put it. I'm kind of going to suffer for that a little bit. I mean, it's just the way it goes. And in fact, Roberto Blake recently was talking about how people shouldn't do milestone videos because it kills their channel. And that's one of those things. If you're a gaming channel, if you're a travel channel, if you're a knitting channel, whatever you are, but then you do a channel about being a content creator, suddenly that might trip up the algorithm, and that stumble can hurt you in search and recommended. So I actually really don't recommend that you do milestone videos at all, or channel announcement videos or something like that, unless you're like a vlogging channel, in which case you're probably talking about yourself and your progress and your growth already. That's partly why I started Small YouTubers Boost YouTube channels, because I want to be able to do these things to interact with you guys and make tutorial videos and all this other cool stuff. But I don't want to totally tank my travel channel doing that. And so that's why we've created this separate space. So anyways, getting into Ace's channel here, I was speaking very general there. There's a lot going on in the banner. The banner's kind of cool. The font, I'm not personally fond of that, the color and the font look, but that's just me. It's one thing I do like is sort of the background image, which is like a watercolor of the skyline of Las Vegas. I see like New York, and Paris, and the Vegas sign, and certain things that are sort of identifiable. I think maybe you're going for an Excalibur look over there. I'm not sure. Some rectangles and stuff, but it's not bad. And you've got the Ace thing a few times, and you got the Ace of Vegas, so it's not bad. But for readability, the font I'm not sure about, and it says new videos every Saturday. And again, everything I'm saying is just my own personal opinion, so take it with whatever grain of salt you want. Putting a content schedule in your banner, I'm not in favor of it personally. I think that it doesn't draw people in. And again, just looking at the banner, if I had nothing but the banner to go on, I would think you're a travel and or gambling channel. So just some thoughts there. So you've got a channel trailer, and it's 38 seconds. So that's fantastic. It's good that you got a trailer, and that's a pretty good length. And I see just where I paused it, you've got like a Batman shirt with a green screen. So, I can see where you were saying the Ace of Bats part. So just looking at the description of the video, Ace of Vegas channel trailer with Ace of Vegas. So you're repeating Ace of Vegas twice. I don't think repetition in the channel description improves searchability. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying if you're doing it because of that, I don't think that with Ace of Vegas is necessary. And then you jump straight to, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to Ace of Vegas, because the Dark Knight of Domino City is here to help you maximize your loyalty points in Las Vegas. Is that what this is? Because you said gaming on the channel description. If this is actually about My Vegas, I have My Vegas. I've never redeemed the points, but I've been with people who have. I might actually want to kind of look at this sometime. Anyways, the thing is, I've gone looking at your banner, looking at your channel description, looking at the description of your channel trailer. I still don't fully feel like I grasp what the channel is about. So is it about that Facebook app that lets you get rewards in real life in Las Vegas? If it is, I think you need to say it a little bit more explicitly. At the very least, earlier in your description on your channel trailer. And if that is a true focus of it, yeah, that should be reflected also in places like your meta tags. So I'm just going to take a little bit more time here. I'm already used up like a quarter of my time, and I've only looked at one channel. So it's going to be like kind of lightning round. I hope that's okay. I noticed there are no social links here. And so one of the things I often tell people is sign up for Twitter if you haven't already. If for no other reason, I mean, it's completely free, but if for no other reason, lock down your username. Go get a username that is in line with your brand, your channel, before someone else does. Even if you're just camping on it, that's fine. You're protecting your brand and the future potential growth. And then after you do that, tie it into your YouTube channel. You can set it so that when you upload a new video, it automatically tweets about it. If nothing else, set it and forget it. And it costs you nothing but a few minutes of your time. I think is a good idea. And it looks, and so when someone's looking in, they see that there's another platform that you're on. It makes it look a little bit more professional, I think. My personal opinion. Just looking at the channel description here. So your location's United States. There's no email. So if somebody wanted to contact you for sponsorship, if somebody at MGM decided, hey, let's get this person in for a free hotel stay or something like that. I mean, I know it's a dream. I wish it would happen to me. They don't have an email way of contacting you. So making it so that your email's there, but they have to click on it to see it so that the bots don't capture it for spam is probably a good idea. One thing you can do is set up just a free email somewhere and auto forward it. So if it becomes a problem, you can shut it down. And again, yeah, I think some social stuff at the very bare minimum, have Twitter, just because it's a set it and forget it easy thing to do. Instagram and other things you have to kind of maintain. Twitter, as it relates to a YouTube channel, you don't necessarily have to. So it doesn't hurt and it's easy to do. So that's just my run and gun review of that channel. I'm going to pop back over to the live stream here and see how things are going in chat. I'm just going to adjust the camera here so I'm not totally out of frame. I've got my branding for my personal YouTube channel up there. All right, let's see here. Could you review my channel? Fun on a bun. Opens Notepad for notes. I'm using Notepad to keep track of some things myself. Notepad's the best. I designed my website, my not great website, in Notepad. Vacationimpossible.ca. Gotta get the plug in there. Sounds reasonable. You speak fast. I'm struggling. I was rushing because I'm very aware that I only have an hour. When I've done this before, I've had a lot more than an hour. So I will try to slow it down. But that means I will review fewer channels. Okay, so next up, I wonder if I can just highlight and copy this name. Oh, I can. GSBA Shadows. Hopefully you're okay with me reviewing your channel. Oh, wait, yeah, later you said, can you please? So yes, you must be. Okay, I'm going to take a breath and slow it down a little. I just wanted to, try and fit in as much as I can in my very short available time. I'm super time poor. I talk about it on my blog, vacationimpossible.tumblr.com. Okay, GSBA Shadows. So it's a picture of a cartoon character with flames in the background wearing a black hoodie and something covering the mouth. The thing covering the mouth, I thought almost was the Batman symbol, but it looks too compressed. It's almost maybe a trophy. There's something under the eyes. They might be stars or tears or flames because they look yellow. I'm just vocalizing my first impressions. Make of it what you will. And the description, welcome to GSBA Shadows YouTube channel. Here we do movie reviews, gaming, podcasts, and so much more. So if ... that's where it truncates. So that's one of the things, everybody, at some point, you should search your own channel just to see how it appears in search to find out where your channel description gets cut off. Is this a good point at which you want it cut off or not? So this doesn't look like an intentional cutoff point. And so some thoughts here about SEO, searchability. You've got YouTube channel. It says welcome to the GSBA Shadows YouTube channel. I would almost drop, welcome and YouTube channel because I don't think anyone goes on YouTube and searches those words. And you've got very little space at the beginning of your description to tell people what you're about and hook them right away. So honestly, I would drop that. And I would say something like, here at GSBA Shadows, we do movie reviews. Also, we need some punctuation here. It's screaming for a comma. So, for example, do you do a gaming podcast or do you do gaming and podcasts? It's a little unclear because the way it's capitalized, it's movie reviews, gaming podcasts. Are those two things? Are those three things? Are those, I don't know, somehow four things? I don't know. So I think a comma somewhere in there is important. So you could say, welcome to GSBA Shadows, or no, not even welcome. Just say, at GSBA Shadows, we do movie reviews and gaming podcasts, such as, and then maybe go into some examples. So I've got my my TubeBuddy plugin installed. And so I'm looking at Search Explorer. Related searches, GSBA Shadows of Evil is what other people are searching for, similar to what I just searched for. So let's go into the channel and take a look. All right, got a channel trailer. I'm just going to pause that there. Looks like it's starting off on a YouTube screen itself, which is interesting. Headphone users, be warned, I'm about to open a can of soda. I hope this isn't too loud for you. Just need my sugar, water, and caffeine. Keep going. So looking at your banner here, we've got a lot of sort of movie posters and TV show posters, like for Daredevil and Flash. I assume that's the Flash from TV, which films right here in Vancouver, by the way. I keep seeing their Central City cop cars all over town. So that's interesting. So it tells me that, yeah, okay, you seem to be really about media. You got Watch Dogs 2, Rocket League, Grand Theft Auto 5, so also some gaming. No indication of that podcast thing, but that would be hard to represent visually without maybe a microphone. So channel trailer, welcome to the Alliance. New people to this channel. Sorry, my phone's going off. I'm just going to take a quick look here. I have it on silent. Okay, just some people subscribing. That's fantastic. If you want to subscribe to the Small YouTubers Boost channel, then you get notified when I do these things. This one was a surprise. You had 45 minutes notice. So I did the best I could with this opportunity. So anyways, hey, new people to this channel. Welcome to the Alliance. If you have subscribed, so enjoy. These The sentence structure in English there is a little bit awkward, so I would polish that up. This description for your channel trailer doesn't tell me anything about what your channel's about, and that's important for two reasons. One, the channel trailer will be people who aren't subscribed, for one thing. So saying if you have subscribed, so enjoy, I would drop that, because when someone's subscribed and they go to your channel, they don't see the channel trailer anymore. So know the audience of that particular video. It might come up in search as well, but even then, when it does, it's probably not going to be your subscribers that will be seeing it, generally speaking. So your audience here is new viewers who don't know you. And so I would recommend rewriting the description of the video to match that mindset that that's your audience. And just, yeah, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. So you have a couple of different channels, which is interesting. So there's shadows, there's vlogs, and then there's the read more. That's where your video description truncates. So yeah, and I'm seeing here that you've got some playlists. Actually, I just want to circle back to Ace of Vegas for a second. I noticed that he didn't have much in the way of playlists. He had on his home screen, he only had 2 rows of videos. So I recommend that you should always have uploads and popular videos on there, and also at least one self-created playlist. It's another opportunity to tell people what your channel's about, for one thing, how you name that playlist. Playlists are a great source of views that a lot of people forget about. And it just shows that you're curating your channel and you're serious and you're focused and things like that. It looks a little bit more professional. But I see here you've got uploads, you've got Doom gameplay, Friday the 13th, and that's about it. So again, I would suggest a horizontal row of popular videos. That way people can go immediately to your most watch videos, your best performing things. I often do that when I'm checking out a new channel. That moment before I decide to subscribe, I probably take a glance there to see like what are they really big on? What's gone well for them? And that was true before I was really part of the creator community. That was even just me, years ago when I just had my YouTube channel that I didn't pay much attention to and was watching things casually. So you've got popular channels and awesome people. So great for awesome people. You're supporting other YouTubers. I see you got Twiggy. He's in the group. Twiggy's awesome. Black Vulture's in the group, I believe. And I think a couple of those other people, possibly all of them. I don't know about that GV person, but I think the others are all in the group. So that's great. You're supporting other small creators. Thank you and good on you. But yeah, popular channels is showing up there. So it's not related, which tells me that YouTube doesn't fully know what you're about. One of the things you might want to do using TubeBuddy, for example, is you can look at your keyword research. When you research a keyword, there's 2 windows that come up, and the one on the right is about related. And that's when it's like, if you're watching your video, and what other related things would come up with similar search terms, things like that. And so that might be what you might want to take a little look at. If you get TubeBuddy, you can get the free version, that's fine. And I think it still includes that. And that might give you an idea of what kind of things TubeBuddy has identified as your consistent tags and topics. And so that if you see something there that's a little unusual, you might want to consider it, go back and maybe tweak some titles, descriptions, and tags on your other videos, maybe to bring them into alignment, or just to see where things seem to be trending. If they think that you're all about movie reviews, and I'm guessing that's what's happening here, is you've got movie reviews and you've got gaming, and those are sort of split focus. And that's fine, but you might have a harder time with the algorithm because of that. So that's just something to think about. And click on your About page here. And also, before I do, I notice you have Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and I'm guessing this is your personal website, Smithy Store. Unclear. Oh, wait, hold on. TeePublic. I can tell by the URL that comes at the bottom of the browser. So that looks like selling t-shirts. So that's, yeah, not entirely clear. I mean, with a gaming theme, Smithy, I kind of get it. I used to play a lot of RPGs, Final Fantasy and stuff, so I kind of get that. Patreon. I'm curious how that's going for you with your particular audience size and what made you want to get into Patreon. I haven't created a Patreon for myself. I've backed other people on Patreon, but my personal thinking about that is I'm not going to do it until someone asks me to or demands I do. Just because, I don't know, it seems premature for me at my level, and I have 900 odd subscribers. So anyways, you got Twitter, the logo showing up properly, so that means you set it up good. Excuse me, well done then. Well done there. So welcome to GSBA Shadows YouTube channel. Here we do, okay, so here's the thing. I see now what happened. your about page, your channel description was using line breaks to make a list. Movie reviews is one line, gaming is another line, podcast is another line. I see that, but how it displays in search results doesn't give those line breaks. And so you're going to want to put in some punctuation, I think. And so that's interesting. And it does mention podcasts on its own line. Podcast is interesting. Podcast is a format. It's audio. And I mean, you know what a podcast is, but a podcast can be about anything. So listing podcasts, are you reviewing people's podcasts? In which case, check out the Vacation Impossible podcast. Gotta get the plug in. Uh, or is it podcasts about gaming and movie reviews? Is it tied into that? Do you have a podcast, or are you reviewing others? That's not clear that I'm seeing here. So if you enjoy, why not subscribe? I do YouTube for those going through bad times like me. I was bullied. Now I'm here for you. Come have a laugh and smile. Join the alliance. Together we are strong. So one thing I really like about that I think you've got going for you there is you've got the why. That's something that can be really important to an audience. This is why you're here. And that's great that you're saying that. I think it could be said a little tighter. I think the English could be a little polished. For example, it says, I was bullied. And then it says, no, I'm here, like knowledge, which I think you meant to say now. So drop off the K for now isn't in the present moment. And so that's great. I think that's not a bad message, but excuse me, I would consider bulking it up a little bit because your channel description does contribute to your SEO. So if you can go in and maybe say, we like to review things like The Flash and Grimm and Daredevil and I don't know, the CU podcast, if that's what you listen to, something like that, that would be good because that tells people what you're about by giving just 3 examples, maybe taken from your more popular videos. That helps with that alignment, so YouTube knows what you're about more because you're using those words in more places. And I think that those are some things that might help a little bit. You're in the United Kingdom. That's cool. I love London. I'm not saying you're in London. I know UK is a lot more than London. I'm just saying that's where I've been, and I loved it a lot. I've been there 3 times. And then you've got your social links there. So that's pretty good. I'm going to hop back over to chat. Sorry, I'm doing a super cursory review here, guys, but hopefully it's useful to you. Just see what's going on in chat here. Mr. G. Is that, Mr. G, that's probably Martin. I should really check out Martin. Martin's been around since forever, and I was telling him that I'm overdue to check him out. Twiggy got you to do Patreon. Interesting. Well, I'm curious. I'm no supporters yet. I'm curious. I wonder how Twiggy's Patreon is doing. If Twiggy got you to make a Patreon, why didn't Twiggy become your supporter on Patreon? No pressure. I'm just saying. If he asked, why did he ask? If you didn't want to be a part of it, are you offering unique things to your patrons or not? Might be a question too. Or is there value there for them to do that? Okay. Didn't know about the line breaks. Yeah. Never been to London. London is lovely. I like it. Okay. Anyways, Mr. G, that looks like Martin. Gaming killed me. How are we all doing? Hi, Ray. Yeah, I'm going to search Mr. G, see what comes up, just because Martin is super active in the group. We've chatted on Facebook Messenger on occasion, and it's frankly criminal that I haven't looked at some of your guys's channels. But here's the problem. I search Mr. G, and the first thing that comes up is not English. And then there's some videos and things. I mean, it's a super generic term. I'm going to change my filter to just channels and see what comes up then. There's Mr. G. It's a radioactive sign. Mr. G Tech. That doesn't look like him. None of this looks like him that I'm seeing. This, have I got the... Am I wrong here? Am I off on a tangent? What should I be looking for here to find your channel? Which is telling me, not great searchable channel name, if that is your channel name. Let me just kind of get caught up on chat again. Some people appreciating the tips. Thanks. The thing on the mouth is... it's a ghost. Okay. I would suggest making it white or gray if it's a ghost. Black is an odd color for a ghost. Although I understand how... people screaming about their ears. Was that when I opened the can, or am I just loud? I can talk quieter. I've got a snowball mic with a pop filter on it. Message retracted. I have much to learn about YouTube chat. 3 letters, hard to SEO. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I'm going to try something else in the meantime. Okay, let's see. Fluxnet Games. Okay, it's kind of a cool name. Single X on the Flux, so it's not like the card game that I've never played. All right, let's search for Fluxnet Games. Okay, so this is a NES style controller, but sort of with a purple color scheme. And the design on the buttons is reminiscent of, I don't know what, TurboGrafx maybe? I don't know. Anyways, it's clearly about gaming. I'm thinking retro gaming. I'm hoping retro gaming because I'm a retro gaming guy. It's interesting. I'm not seeing anything on the TubeBuddy side for the Fluxnet game search. Just what is Fluxnet Games? Here at Fluxnet Games, I'll be doing everything Pokemon related. I'll be doing Nuzlocke for every ... So 103 subscribers. Okay, so it's truncating at a place that doesn't feel super intentional, and that's fine. Opening up with just what is Fluxnet Games, I would remove that. For one thing, you then say here at Fluxnet Games. So I think repeating the same thing more than once in a description doesn't actually improve things. That's like Web 1.0. Back in the day of like GeoCities and stuff, and yes, I was on GeoCities. I'm old school. Sometimes you could do something called keyword packing, where you would go to the bottom of your web page and you would just repeat the same word over and copy and paste. Control V, 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 V. And then, if you're really sneaky about it, you change the color of the font to match the background so people didn't see it. But when Google and Yahoo and Lycos and all of them, they sent out their web crawlers, their spiders, to come check your site. They say, oh, you talk about it so much, use the word so much, and you would rank better in search. But the search engines and the bots and the spiders and things, they got really wise to that. And so that no longer works. So repeating it isn't the way of SEO. It's not the current way of the SEO ninja. Now it's somewhat more synonyms. Like there's this old, well, I want to say it's an old joke, but it's not because it's about SEO. But the old joke is an SEO expert walks into a bar, pub, watering hole, dwelling. You get the idea. So synonyms are good, but repetition in descriptions doesn't give you benefit. So I would drop off the question and just begin with, here at Fluxnet Games, I'll be doing everything Pokemon related. Capitalize the I in Isle and probably capitalize the P in Pokemon. One thing you might want to consider is Pokemon does have the accent over it. So if you could produce it again, this is where repetition might be good. Once with the accent and once without, that might help you in search. So I'm just going to click on Fluxnet Games and dive in. There's no channel trailer. So, a new subscriber, Mohammed Fazal. Thank you. So yeah, there's no channel trailer here. So what I would recommend is, sit down with a piece of paper or notepad or something and just like stream of consciousness brainstorming sort of thing. Ask yourself, what are the coolest things I've done on my channel? And write down the first like 6 that come to mind. 10, if you can think of that many. And then go and just get little snippets of each, put them together in one video, put it up and call it a channel trailer. So at least you have something. Make sure it doesn't last more than a minute. And that alone, at least, is better than having nothing. And that can actually be quite powerful. And so that's sort of an easy way of doing that. I recommend it. Looking at your banner, there's some bright colors here, but it feels a little Web 1.0, honestly, to some of the videos. You got good contrast. The font's easily read. That's good. 2 things, and this is a me thing. Other people may or may not feel the same thing. On one side, you have the Twitter icon, and on the other side, you have the Instagram icon. And underneath it, you have your username, both of which is @FluxNetG. So for one thing, the username is redundant, but having those icons there when they're not clickable, I don't think is a good use of the space, particularly because you have those linked in the bottom right-hand corner in your social links. So I would actually recommend removing the icons and those. And also in your banner, it says new videos every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Again, I'm personally not a fan of people putting their upload schedule in the banner, but also your full channel name does not appear in your banner. So my suggestion is to remove the upload schedule, replace that with your channel name. And other than that, it's actually pretty good. The Pokemon I'm seeing here are standing out pretty good. The one on the left with the curving white tail, that dips below what's visible on desktop. So I would recommend moving that up just like 5 pixels or whatever, like to get it a bit more centered. If you search, if you Google like YouTube banner dimensions, you can find like a PNG file that actually has all the dimensions of how it views in like, mobile versus the app versus desktop and whatever. And so you can see, you can kind of like, if you on Photoshop, you can do like a layering thing and kind of see exactly how it'll fit. That might be worthwhile just to get it a little bit more centered. But honestly, you've got nice bright colors, which I like, and your Pokemon are popping against those colors, and your text is readable. Those are all good things. But like I said, upload schedule, social links, I would drop from the image, because the social links that actually work on the side. You got a subscribe button, which is okay. I don't really do that. You got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and it looks like a Discord. New subscriber, what's Lath listening to? Oh, thank you for subscribing. All right, so looking at your channel layout, you've got the network. I like that name for that box. That's kind of cool. You got some people there. I don't happen to recognize them, but that's fine. But again, popular channels. But I'm looking here and I'm seeing a lot of Pokemon. And you talk about Pokemon, you got Pokemon there. How does YouTube not know that you're all about Pokemon? Have you done a few videos, particularly recently? And it doesn't look like it. That aren't about Pokemon? What is it that YouTube's not seeing that alignment on your channel? Could it be your tags? I don't know. TubeBuddy's a thing that can help with that. There's a link in the description. This video is not sponsored by them, but it is an affiliate link, so I get a little something if you do happen to get the paid version. But even if not, the free version can help. And so I recommend you look into that. I'm going to be doing some tutorial videos on TubeBuddy on this channel at some point in the future. I hope to have a couple up by the end of the year. Really depends on how busy I am. Like today, I had an hour. Was I going to make a TubeBuddy tutorial video, or was going to do channel reviews? This is what I chose. Hopefully I chose wisely. And so anyways, going down, you've got a lot of, not a lot, but like a good number of playlists, not too many. I think you're doing well there. You have unpacks. Again, I would suggest popular videos. Just put it at the bottom, maybe. And I think that is something that people can do that's helpful. I'm going to look at your channel description here. Just what is FluxNet Games? Oh, I see. And again, there's a line break. So that's why stylistically it makes, I see what you were trying to go for here, but on search results, not ideal, I don't think. Generation by generation. And again, I'll capitalize the I, put the apostrophe between the I and the L's. I have top 10 videos once a week. So if you have any ideas for me to do, let me know. I may also do some opinion videos on certain topics. If you love Pokemon, whether it be the trading game or the card TCG, you say TCG, I should say that. Stop trying to sound smart. The games or the anime, then maybe hit the subscribe button and hang around. Flux of FluxNet Games signing off. I'd probably drop that paragraph personally. You got your post schedule there, so I don't know that you need it in the banner. And then after your second sort of text break, line break that you've created there, you got your Twitter, your Facebook, and your Instagram, but these are not clickable. So, and if you scroll just a little bit past where your email is, that's where the clickable links are. So I would probably drop the unclickable links to your social stuff, because people would have to highlight it, copy, paste it, blah, blah, blah. Whereas if you took that away, everything else bumps up a little bit and the clickable links are right there. It's easier for them. So that's sort of just a cursory glance. I know I'm doing this rough and dirty, going back to chat here. I hope to do on the November 23rd and 30th. I hope to do more dedicated live streams. I'm hoping like maybe at least 2 hours, possibly 3 of channel reviews. Okay, let's see what else we got here in chat. Who likes guacamole? I do not like guacamole. Not my thing. Not my thing. So, I just don't like avocados at all. So, you people who like avocados, you go crazy. That's fine. I'll be over here having pickles. You may have my allotment of avocados. I don't begrudge people who like things that aren't what I like. Just don't make me like it. All right, Gentle Manual. Okay. This is interesting. From a graphic design standpoint, I like this. I like the name. I like the sort of the combining of the Gentleman Manual. Like, I like that. Your icon is awesome, because it's like the dude in the power suit. The 3 power colors they say are black, white, and red. And there's like the pocket triangle that's coming out, but the whole thing's like a quote, but it's like a book. Or that is intriguing to me. I like it. I see you've got 5 videos and 30 subscribers. No channel description is showing on the search results. So honestly, just go in to edit your channel, and go to your channel description and just have a brain dump. Just put down like at least 3 sentences about what your channel is about, bare minimum. That can make actually a big difference. So let's go into Gentle Manual, which I think is an awesome name. Your thumbnail game is strong. So you have graphic design. I can tell. And again, this is me. You've got the social links there. You've got the Facebook icon, Instagram, and Snapchat. Snapchat's a bloody mystery to me. Don't ask for my advice about Snapchat. I can't make it work. But I find it not intuitive. One day I'll learn it, but today's not that day. But again, all of those are not linkable, yet there's no links that you've set up that would be clickable. So what I would do is remove the social things from the top of your banner. For one thing, it would clean the image up a little bit and make it just a little sharper. And it's already very sharp. I think it really like nice and professional. I think it would look better without it. I think the use of white space that you've got on the sides, which is probably partly to make it work with mobile. I get that, but even a little bit more. Go all in because it's looking good. The design on Gentle Manual seems to be a step, but a small step. I could be reading too much into this, but if that's all I see, I think this is about maybe men's fashion, maybe men's fitness, maybe around self-improvement or motivation or something like that. And what I'm getting from the sense of a step, but a small step, is that maybe you're encouraging people to do a little better. So this looks like a channel that I'd be interested in watching personally. And so there's just some little technical things we could be doing better here that have almost nothing to do with graphic design, because you've got that. So yeah, put those. If you go to your about section on your channel and edit it, that's where you can actually add in direct links to your other social media things, and that will appear on your banner as clickable, and that is the way to go. So no offense, but I think you've been, either intentionally or not, you're probably just busy. The about section has been neglected. Now I'm seeing something there now. So maybe you just added it while I've been talking, or it was so new that it hadn't propagated to search yet. So it says your personal image consultant, helping you to be a true modern gentleman. Weekly videos on style, dating, life, and fitness. I think that's great. I think that's good. You've got the core of what you're about. You got some important SEO keywords in there. Fantastic. My one suggestion, on top of adding your social links, is that maybe a second paragraph where you talk just a little bit about why you're doing it. Because again, if you think about Apple and how successful they were when like the iPod and the iPhone first came out, were they really successful because of the technology, which largely existed in other forms? Or was it the fact that they had a nice design aesthetic? You've got that. But also, I think they had the why out there. You know, he wanted to put a dent in the universe. They wanted to say, like, their corporate motto was something like, whatever we do, we want to be different. We want to change the world. We want to do these things. And so people went out because they understood and they felt emotional attachment to the why. I wasn't one of them. I was a BlackBerry guy up until months ago, if you can believe it. But they understood and they felt the why. Because if you watch a commercial even now for the iPhone, it doesn't talk about tech specs. It doesn't talk to you about what it can do for you. It doesn't even sell itself in that sense. It's style, and the style is on brand with their message of being disruptive. Everything they want to do is disruptive to the industry, to change and be cutting edge. But from a commercial, you have no idea why, or you have no idea how. They don't explain the how, they give you the why. So that's just a small piece of advice. You could bulk that up. I see you got 1,000 views. Nice round number. You've been at it since July, so still fairly new, which means I think you've got a lot of growth potential. I think there's a lot of potential here with what you're doing. I don't think it's a hyper-competitive space, but again, if you have TubeBuddy, you can search keywords and do research and see what keywords are more competitive. It will show you, is this particular search term searched often, and are a lot of people operating in it? And if you can find the magic combination of high search volume, low competition, and you strike at just the right time, that's how you get big. Says a guy who's not yet big, so what do I know? But that's my understanding from all the research and things that I've seen. So looking at your channel layout, I see you have popular channels on the side, which means YouTube doesn't know fully what you're about yet. But again, you're a very new channel, so that's no slight, and that will probably come, especially if you stay somewhat on brand. But I would suggest you go in and you activate that module on your main page that allows you to recommend specific other channels. They can be in your space, or they could be just friends of yours, family, something you enjoy, news, something. It shows that you're engaged in the community and support other people. But the other thing is my general theory, and I think this has been played out several times in different examples, is when YouTube gives you some new feature, they want you to use it. And I think they reward people in the algorithm who use their various features. So go turn on the watermark, go turn on, go put on some info cards, stuff like that, because I think that those send signals to the algorithm that you're taking your channel very seriously. I'm not suggesting you're not serious, but we want to show the algorithm that you're serious. Your visual design tells me you're serious. But the algorithm has no way of parsing visual design. So unfortunately, that strong strength that I think you have, it's not being picked up by the algorithm because it has no way of knowing. It doesn't. The algorithm can hear the words you speak in a video and figure those out, but it can't parse the images. It hasn't gotten to that level as far as I know. So let's get it to know you a bit better. And yeah, recommending some other channels is a good thing to do for those reasons. So you have your upload list, and that's it. So again, even with these views you're getting, I mean, I see a month ago you have a view about confidence. It had 430 views. I have plenty of videos myself, and I've been around since forever, that don't have views like that, believe it or not. I have something, at 80,000, 45,000, but I've got several that are under 100. And so a popular videos list, I think, is appropriate, even in early days. Even if you, and I think you only have 5 videos, so that would just show all your videos again. And so maybe not now, maybe once you hit like 10 videos. Let me just click your videos tab just to make sure I'm not confusing you with someone else. No, that's the full list. Okay, so that's fine for now. But once I say you get around 10 videos, you want to add popular and maybe a playlist. But for now, I think you're probably okay. Unless you wanted to, create. I don't know if you have a. I'm going to click on playlists. Life and dating. You do have a playlist, so that's good. And you've got 2 videos in there. So I would suggest create a playlist to capture the other 3 videos, because again, YouTube gives you the ability to make playlists. Use it. Show YouTube you're serious and that you're going to use all their tools and that you're on board with them. And then the algorithm is going to be more friendly towards you. It's my general understanding. And also, playlists are just another way that people search things. Earlier I was searching channels. I can filter just to give me channels. I could also filter just to give me playlists. Right now, other than life and dating, you're missing out on people who might be only looking at playlists. So I'd say build another playlist that captures your other videos. Otherwise, it looks like you're off to a strong start. So I really hope you're in our Facebook group, because I look forward to seeing what you can do in the future. This looks like a really good potential channel without having watched any videos, of course. I'm going to jump back to the chat now and see what's happening over there. Okay, I've only got about 11 minutes left. So let's just see what we've got here. 100 people in the chat, actually 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we're just getting started. This is a test. I gave people only 45 minutes notice. So, I mean, if you're at work, happy Friday, by the way. And if you're at work and you didn't have time to watch, that's fine. I totally understand. Looks like you got 12 people in the chat right now, or 12 people watching, 7 likes. So thank you for that. That's great. I'm really hoping to grow this channel as a way of supporting the group and the community at large. It looks like our video quality is much better doing it this way than Facebook Live. So there you have it. Oh yeah, General Manual started using TubeBuddy. Cool. Another thing that can sometimes be useful is Social Blade, if you're not aware of it. Don't get too caught up in it, but it does have future projections. And so don't let that drive you mad, because that's easy for it to happen. But it can also be useful, for example, on my channel, Vacation Impossible. I used the future projections to have some idea when I was going to hit 1,000 subscribers. And in theory, I'm supposed to hit it sometime within the next week or so. And that's pretty exciting. So it's just like, if people are asking you, what's your goal? For example, if you're trying to set a goal, it'll help you set more reasonable ones, because it has an algorithm that anticipates your growth. That having been said, I think rather than looking at another channel, I'll just talk some general things, because I only have 10 minutes left. Not even, probably. Got 9 minutes. So, yeah, I think that there's a lot of things about attitude that's really, really important for YouTubers, and that a good attitude will take you way further than a lot of technical skill in certain cases. I think it makes people more likable and relatable, and so that helps you find an audience sometimes more than SEO. SEO will find you an audience. Attitude will keep an audience. So I think people get really focused on maybe the wrong numbers, if I can suggest that. I think subscriber count, obsessing over that, can get kind of toxic. We see it in the group sometimes, and it worries me. I don't know how to make this better, except to offer maybe some advice for whatever it's worth. I'm just a guy. What do I know? But I've seen time and time again, people get upset about their own subscriber count, their own subscriber growth, and you got to understand that you don't control that. Don't blame yourself for your subscriber count. That is such a large piece of luck and algorithm and so many different factors that you don't really control. You can influence a little bit. The metaphor I always use for YouTube is it's like buying a lottery ticket. But in this lottery, they're constantly drawing numbers, and your ticket's valid every day. So every time you make a new video, that's one more ticket. And if you look at it that way, instead of this video deserves thousands of views, but hey, I bought this ticket, and hey, you could look at your views as maybe your odds of winning, maybe something like that. And it's like, oh, my odds are going up a little bit. If you go in it with like no expectations, then everything that does happen that's positive is a nice surprise. One thing that is really kind of upsetting to me that I see in the group sometimes is somebody comes in to announce that they just got their 900 subscribers, something like that. And then some other people come along and they're kind of snarky, like, why are you bragging or something like that? And I think some of that is because they're comparing themselves to that channel because maybe they're not at that growth level. Or maybe they're like 8,000 and they're looking down at this person like, why are you proud of that? And I think both of those are really, it's toxic to the community. So please, I'm begging you not to do that kind of stuff. But also, I'm worried about the effect it has on the person and the mindset and the attitude that is coming from. Don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to you of the past. How was I doing a week ago? How was I doing a month ago? How was I doing a year ago? Am I doing better? Am I improving? If I am, then that's something to feel good about, even if you don't have the same subscribers the next guy that happens to post in the Facebook group. And if you're just joining us on YouTube, the Facebook group is called Small YouTubers Boost, facebook.com/Small YouTubers Boost. That's what I'm talking about right now, in case you're lost. We have a group of, just last night, we hit 47,000 members, which is awesome. It's a lovely community. But like any community, it goes through growing pains. And I think, and I'm worried, that since January and February, where the new monetization rules came in, that people are having a sort of a stress reaction to that. I know I did. It pissed me off. I went and I actually did interviews with the media and got I was on the Daily Beast and the Canadian Press, and in Canada here, I was in articles coast to coast to coast, digital only, but on like local, community papers, websites and stuff, talking about some of my frustration with it. And so I never was in it to make money, and I'm not, although I will take money. Don't get me wrong. I like money, but that's not why I was there. I monetized as an experiment. I wanted to see, do monetized videos do better in search and discovery than not? Because at that point, YouTube hadn't said anything yet. They've since come out and said it doesn't, but that could change at any time. They're always making changes to that algorithm. And so I was just experimenting. I only monetized a quarter of my videos. It was things that you could get somewhere else without an ad. So I do an audio podcast, the Vacation Impossible podcast. I put little video snippets of that up. I'm going to put an ad on that because they can listen to the audio version for free with no ads. But then they took it away from me, and I didn't do anything. I felt that I kind of earned it, even though it wasn't something I cared a lot about. But then they took it away from me, and I didn't do anything. And so it pissed me off, just to put it plainly. But I gotta try and not let it make me bitter, because I see people who get 1,000 subscribers in their first month, and I should be happy for them, and a big part of me is, but it's hard not to have that bitter voice saying like, why them? Why not you? You've been at this longer. You work just as hard. But it's not my control. I don't control my subscriber count, and neither do you. I mean, you can increase mine by one, so go right ahead. But in all seriousness, you don't control it, so don't blame yourself or other people for it. What you control is how much content you create. And Roberto Blake's been talking about this recently. I've been watching a lot of his stuff and enjoy it quite a bit. And he talks about, don't set a goal that's like a subscriber count. Set a goal for content creation. I want to make 50 videos, next year. I want to make 100 videos next year, 300 videos next year. Don't go above daily is my recommendation. That's crazy. I even think daily will kill you. It's just too much. And I don't know that the audience wants it that frequently, unless it's like a vlog or a news thing. That might be different, but for most other content, don't. It's my advice. Take it or leave it. I'm not trying to say that I know better than anyone else. These are just my opinions. But I think running this group for nearly 2 years now, I've seen quite a bit, and I've tried to learn as much as I can from people, even people who disagree with me. And I think that that's important. Set those sorts of goals, and you can have view goals. Maybe I think you could do that, because if you're promoting it, Sunny in the group, who I know, I kept telling him, promote your videos. It's more than just making good content. You got to get it discovered. If no eyeballs see it, they're never going to know they're looking at a Rembrandt or whatever. And so he's actually recently had success on Reddit. And now something like 75% of his viewership is coming from Reddit. And I kind of want to go, I told you so. Although I don't know that I said Reddit particularly. I don't remember the conversation. But so you can try and get some views happening, but also understand where your views are coming from. If it's coming from social shares, maybe you're sharing really effectively. If you find a Facebook group that is in your niche, if you're about golf and your channel's all about golf tips, find a Facebook group about golf and share it there. You're going to find an audience there more than you do, I hate to say it, in Small YouTubers Boost. We are content creators. We're here to give you ideas, this kind of feedback, this session, tips, collabs. You want a Q&A, we'll give you questions. We do all of that really well. We'll try to, I hope we'll be supportive when people are having good and bad times. But we're not going to be 47,000 people that are going to subscribe to your channel because we are diverse. Am I going to watch a hair channel? I'm not going to be your subscriber. It's not your fault. It's not mine. It's just not a good match. So go find something on that subject. So go to that golf group and see what the rules are. Find where you can give value. Someone says, oh, I'm slicing my swing all the time. Be like, hey man, here's a video I was just showing, I learned some things about it. It might work for you too. Don't just link drop, give value. That's how you get fans, how you get, subscribers that are, you want to talk about, the permanent, be loyal, blah, blah, blah. These are the people that are going to do it not out of a sense of obligation, but because they're getting something out of it and they're going to love you for it, potentially. So, things like that. And then go look at where your views are coming from. Go into your, Creator Studio on desktop and go look at your traffic sources. If you haven't looked at your traffic sources in the last month, do it soon as this live stream ends. See where your traffic's coming from. I was getting traffic from a French message board about traveling for, again, Vacation Impossible, gotta plug it. And so I know a little bit of French. I'm Canadian, so we take it in school. So I have some really rough French. And so actually I went in and I made a post. And I went and I looked at my videos and I thought, okay, I'm going to find a video that doesn't have any speaking in it. And so I have one where I do a time lapse of Alaska pointed out of a window of a cruise ship, right? And that just has some music. So you don't need to know any language to hopefully enjoy that. And so I went in and I was using some Google Translate, my own rough French, and I just made one little post about it. And, instead of getting 1 view a month, I started getting like 16. And a bunch of little things come together. And so that's where you can start taking your personal sense of accomplishment and ownership, but don't beat yourself up over it. And so, and maybe try your best. If I've been trying at Reddit all week long, and then I go and I check my analytics and I've gotten like 3 views, maybe Reddit's not a good match, or maybe I need to tweak how I'm doing it. And if it's doing well, then great. These are all productive things. But if you're just attacking someone who has more subscribers than you because it was easier, you're wasting your time. You're not going to get a fan out of that person. They're not, going to like you for that. Yeah. Oh, racist towards avocados. Yeah. I guess I'm also racist to pickles because I love pickles. So anyways, I know I'm preaching a little bit here and I hope that's okay. Take it or leave it. But it's just, I notice these sorts of trends and it's concerning because also if we have somebody comes in with like 58,000 subscribers on their channel and they're talking about their struggles are still their struggles. They're real. They might be similar to what we're facing. They might be things that with a little luck we get to face in the future. So if they're saying, hey, I wish before I had 1,000 subscribers, I had done X. Well, now that you can learn from that, that's great. But going in and saying, hey, this is, only for small people and you're too big and get out of here and all the, you're denying yourself a resource and you're kind of being a jerk. So please don't. This is my request. Think about how you spend your time. Like I found myself with an hour today. And so I decided, I'm going to go live. I know I'm going to spend more time doing this on November 23rd and 30th and review more channels. But I was like, what? I can test it out right now. I can get a little comfortable with it. I can understand, what's in my shot? Where, do I should probably clean up over there for next time so it looks a little bit better. I don't want it distracting from what we're talking about. And so that's what I chose to do with my hour instead of going in the group and being, snarky at people or something like that. And so that's sort of my request. I don't want to end this on a downer. I've got about a minute left and I need to, run and do some other things. So I just want to say, thanks to everyone who is in the group because the vast majority of everyone's really positive and supportive. I have learned so much since I've joined the group. I can't say thank you enough. People are by and large supportive. I find people who complain about a lack of support are often not supportive themselves. That's not a criticism. I'm just saying that that's something I've observed. So I have one kid. Yes. And he appears on my channel. So if you check out the Vacation Impossible YouTube channel and you look for some videos, you can see him. There's a great video of him on the Carnival Sunshine cruise ship where he's in the pool on the cruise ship, and the cruise ship kind of tilts a little bit, and so the water comes up, and his head pops up, and he's like, "Oh, I had a heart attack." It's the cutest thing. He's actually appeared on my podcast once. He really wants to be a part of it, but he doesn't have a lot of public speaking experience, so I try to manage that. I want to give him some experience, but I don't want him to totally go, all in and then have it kind of blow up like, because he's still young yet. He made a video himself on some water slides on the Carnival Legend, and it's actually cost us a few subscribers, and I don't have the heart to tell him. But maybe one day we'll have that talk. So it's interesting. Anyways, I just want to say thank you everyone for joining. This was a bit of a test. It will, in the future, we're going to figure more out. We're going to do more things. So, subscribe with the notifications just in case I get another chance to do this without a lot of warning. But thank you so much. And I guess I'll see you in the group. And yeah, just good luck. And remember, your YouTube journey is yours, not somebody else's. Don't make those comparisons. Just go out and see how you can do a little bit better today than you did yesterday. And if you keep doing that, then pretty soon you're going to be awesome. Thanks so much for tuning in.